NFL will not lose money. Major League Baseball, the NHL, and the NBA will lose money. And that's because the NFL is so insanely profitable.
Hi, I'm Alex Wood, and this is Frontrunner. Today we are talking about sports, the beautiful game, baseball, football, hockey, you name it, we're covering it. 2020 has been an unforgettable year for sports, especially if you work in the business. For many of us, it's one that we might want to forget rather than remember. But what's next for sport? With the coronavirus resurging across the United States and Europe, will there be another season next year? And will sport ever look the same? Let's check in with Forbes' Mike Ozanian to find out more. Mike, take me back to March. I know it seems like a really long time ago. Just walk me through your reaction to the game stopping and how the various sports in the United States responded to the restrictions put in place.
It's really been interesting to see how the various sports leagues have tried to figure out how they were going to get at least a portion of their seasons in. And of course, that's so crucial because even without fans being able to attend games, the leagues wanted to have the playoffs. And in baseball's case, which had not yet begun when the pandemic struck in March, to get some regular season in and also the playoffs because they wanted the TV money, which is so crucial to these sports.
But is that TV money, is that really enough to cover the losses from no fans being in the stands?
Well, the NBA and the NHL had the luxury when the pandemic came of basically having almost all of their regular seasons completed. So they got almost all of their local TV money. As far as the national TV money is concerned, if you're talking about the NBA, talking about $2.7 billion, about $850 million a year for the NHL. They really wanted to do the play-ins, if you will. It's a sort of an expanded version of the playoffs in the NBA, and same thing for the NHL, so they could get more of that national TV money, that playoff money. I do not think it will be enough to cover all of their losses this year. Both the NBA and the NHL will lose money, but it will help the leagues moving forward because for both the NBA and the NHL, Alex, they have salary caps, the players getting slightly less than half of the league's revenue. And those salary caps are based on revenue for the preceding season. So since revenue will also be lower for both leagues this season, the salary cap portion that will go to the players in future years will also be a little bit lower. So it's a very long-winded way of me saying the losses this year will be somewhat mitigated in future years. So I think it was worth it for these leagues to play for one big reason, and that is they will continue to have their brands out there during this pandemic. They will continue in this highly competitive and fragmented sports viewing market to have their content out there. So I think it'll be successful.
What are your predictions for the NFL?
It's the blue chip sport here in the States. NFL will not lose money. Major League Baseball, the NHL, and the NBA will lose money. And that's because the NFL is so insanely profitable. In a typical year, teams there will generate between 50 million and 200 million in positive cash flow. Those profits will be down significantly, and you will get some teams even that are close to break even, but they're not going to be losing money. In the NFL, the league on average takes in $7.5 billion in national media money. And again, like the NBA and like the NHL, there's a salary cap in the NFL. So in order to keep next year's salary cap from going down to, say, 135 million per team versus about 200 million this season, they're going to pull in future years' revenue to sort of smooth out the decline in the cap. So the NFL's in a good position because it's very, very strong financially.
Sport is a complicated business. It's about so much more than just buying a ticket and going to the game. There's TV licensing, there's all the sponsorship, there's all of the associated business that go on that even you and I don't see as fans of the game. There's a lot of uncertainty ahead. We still don't know if there will be a vaccine. We don't know if there will be a second wave or even a third wave. But the one thing is for certain, we've seen a lot of smart sports pivot. We've seen people adapt. We've seen people move online. We've seen bubbles. There will be a lot of resilience here, but there will also be a lot more change. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Remember to stay safe, and I'll see you next time.